Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of Universe 7, a Dragon Ball podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mason.
And today we're going to be talking about episodes 19 and 91 of Dragon Ball Super. We're finally getting into the meat and potatoes of this arc.
Oh man, we get Frieza back.
Yay!
Do you like Frieza?
No.
You don't like Frieza at all?
No, I've never understood. A lot of people, they're like,
Frieza.
Frieza's my favorite villain. I've never understood that.
Why?
I don't know, he just doesn't do it for me. Like, Boo, I don't think Boo's better.
Boo sucks.
I think Boo's a terrible villain.
Yeah.
But I think when you're comparing Cell and Frieza, Cell hands down is the better villain.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if I can agree with that.
Because
Frieza's more of a tyrant.
Frieza's just a one-trick pony. All I want to do is destroy.
Yeah, but like
Cell at least had some backbone to him, I guess. With Frieza, it's like we just got introduced to him. I kill people. I'm gonna be immortal. That's it. With Cell, we actually kind of got an understanding of his character.
We got not an understanding of his character, but he ties into why Vegeta is the way he is and like how he developed as a character.
Yeah, but I feel like that's more Vegeta backstory than Frieza.
Yeah, but like that's Frieza was a plot device villain. It's not like you're supposed to care about him, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if he is just a plot device villain, I don't understand why people love him so much. Why he's most fans' favorite villain in Dragon Ball.
I think it's because of what the other characters achieve because of him, not for him in general. Like Goku becomes a Super Saiyan because of him. Vegeta has more of a backstory because of him. He just plays well with the development of the characters.
I've never really... I don't want to say I never bought into it. I never really sympathized with the destruction of Planet Vegeta. And it has nothing to do with like the Saiyans were bad or anything like that. I just didn't care.
Well, yeah, we don't really know anything about them besides Goku and Vegeta. So, I mean, why would we care?
And Vegeta, I really didn't care about him until he turned into a Super Saiyan.
I mean, yeah, that's just when his character started developing in general, or when him and Bulma started to hook up, I guess.
Yeah, so I didn't really care about him at all.
I like him.
And I love him now. But
I liked him.
I didn't really care. And if Frieza was supposed to make me care about Vegeta and the plight of the Saiyans, he didn't do the job. You know what I mean?
I thought it was done well enough, and it just made him... He wasn't just like some monster for no reason because of that, you know? Vegeta, that is.
Oh, yeah.
So
Frieza felt like a monster for no reason.
Well,
Cell
that's because he was.
Cell at least felt like he had a reason. I don't even really... He was a monster, but...
Yeah.
He's so charming.
He murdered a lot of people.
He was very charming and very handsome for being a bug thing.
Yeah, I don't like bugs, so that like weirds me out.
Are you going to eat that?
Yeah. No, man, I don't know. I like Frieza. I think he's a good character.
So, how's your week going?
My week's going, man. It's Monday.
Yeah.
So it just started, and I slept until like noon today.
I did not.
It's pretty great.
Until noon.
It's my day off of work, so I decided to have a lazy day. So I got up, ordered 2 pizzas and some breadsticks.
From where?
From Papa John's. It was just okay.
I love Papa John's.
It's all right. And then I watched The Office until I came here. So, yeah. Michael just left, and Robert California's in.
Oh, I was like, what? No.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell, right?
He's
died. Robert California?
No, he's D'Angelo Vickers.
Who's Robert California, then?
I forget the actor's name. He gets the job, and then he convinces Joe to make him CEO. You remember that?
I don't.
And then he makes Andy the boss. It's been such a
long time since I've seen The Office. We're watching Parks and Rec right now.
I like Parks and Rec. I don't think it has the same rewatch value as The Office.
Well, this is the first time we've seen it.
Yeah.
We're about a quarter of the way into season 3.
I'm shocked you haven't seen it. That seems the show is like right up your alley.
You know what I almost started, and you'll be really happy that I'm thinking about doing it, is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Dude, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is so good.
The only reason I'm thinking about it is because of Nick Offerman.
I don't like Nick Offerman. I like his character in Parks and Rec. His stand-up is terrible.
I've never seen his
It's
stand-up.
bad. Don't
He's
watch
married
it.
to Megan Mullally, though,
That's true.
who's Karen on Will and Grace.
Yes.
And she's also in Parks and Rec.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I'm just shocked you haven't seen it before now.
Yeah, Julie, actually, I didn't start watching it. Julie did. And it was one of those Gilmore Girls situations where I just sat down in an episode and kept watching.
That's fair. Have you started watching Seinfeld again?
I've never liked Seinfeld.
That's because you were younger. Watch it now. It's so much better.
It's
the same. It's Always Sunny before Always Sunny.
The only people I like from Seinfeld are Kramer and Elaine.
Kramer's
I couldn't care less.
Massive racist.
I know. I couldn't care less about George or Jerry.
Nah, George is the best character in that show. Come on.
There's some good Seinfeld gifs on Reddit, though.
I'm sure.
They took over high quality gifs for a good week.
I like that. No, watch it again. Now that you're older, you'll like it. They're just terrible people. It's literally Always Sunny.
I'd rather watch It's Always Sunny, though.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like you can only watch Always Sunny through like 5 whole times before you stop doing it.
You say that, but
I've done it too many times.
It's like me with Archer. I can watch a single episode of Archer 5 times in a row and still find the same humor in it.
I watched the one, season 5, was it? The Miami one?
Archer Vice?
I hated that. Really? And then I didn't watch the season after that because I hated it. And then I just watched the newest one, and it was pretty good.
Dreamland?
Yeah, it was pretty good. But we're talking a lot about TV shows that isn't what we talk about on this podcast.
Maybe we should talk about the TV show that people are actually listening to.
Yeah, that's for sure. They don't care about what we like.
Yeah, a little bit of news, and we'll do some feedback before we get into the dub.
Sounds good.
We missed it last week. Team 4-Star, episode 58. I had uploaded it, and I was laying in bed because I didn't finish editing that until late. I think it was like 11 o'clock Central.
Yeah.
By the time I had actually put it up. And I'm laying in bed, and I'm thinking, crap, we forgot to talk about this.
Whatever, it's a week late. Who cares?
Yeah, episode 58 of Dragon Ball Z Abridged is up. We'll
Give
put
it a
that
watch.
We'll put it in the show notes. We're not gonna. Really.
Like, what are we gonna talk about it? You know,
yeah,
it's funny.
It's funny, and if we tell you the joke, and then it's like, oh, the joke's not funny anymore because we already know what's coming.
Yeah, let us know what you think about it.
Yeah, it was better than 57 in my opinion. Do you remember 57?
Is that the one where Mr. Satan gets knocked out?
Yeah.
I like that one. The champ's here to protect us. That's good.
I liked 58 a lot more than 57.
They're pretty close to me. For me, at least. I don't know.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think I do have one more piece of news. Chapter 24.
I did read it.
The Dragon Ball Super manga is up on Viz. The same people who translated the manga that we're going to be giving away. Once we get 3 more likes on the Facebook page, you guys have been crushing it. We got 11 more likes this week, so we're sitting at 122.
Give us a few, and somebody will get the manga.
Yeah.
Manga.
I hate it when you say that.
Sorry.
We would have 123, but somebody liked the page and then unliked it, but still follows us.
That's weird.
So when I look on our stats, it says 122 likes, 123 follows.
I don't like that.
So
don't do that.
Yeah, 3 more likes, which you guys, the way you guys have been crushing it, we'll hit that this week, and then on the next episode of the podcast, we're gonna announce the actual
winner.
Well, not the winner, but the actual contest.
Oh, right.
Because we have to get to 125, and then once we hit that threshold is when we're gonna do the giveaway. So,
well, I mean, if we hit it this week, we can just put it up on the page.
Yeah, it's easier just to talk about it, though.
That's true.
So I feel like
more people actually listen than just go on the actual Facebook page.
A lot of the posts that we'll put up, it could happen at noon, and then somebody doesn't know about it. You know what I mean? So what we'll do is once we hit that 125, if we do hit it this week, next week we'll announce the thread that's going to have the contest, and then the week after that on the show we'll reveal who won. And it's domestic and international, so all of you folks listening in Australia or the UK or Canada, I'm not sure if we have any Canadian listeners. We could.
Probably a few.
India.
Plenty from India.
Yeah, it's open to all countries. So just because you're not in the States doesn't mean anything to us. We'll get it to you.
Yeah, he works at a shipping company, so he can get you whatever. Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, so that's the giveaway. We're getting super close. Really appreciate that.
I'm pumped.
So guys, like the Facebook page. Just search Universe 7 Podcast. Like us on Twitter at Universe 7 Pod. Rate us on iTunes. Definitely give us a review. We haven't had a review or a rating in a couple weeks now, so
Let's get those done.
yeah, let us know how we're doing.
Please.
And yeah, I want to go ahead and just get into the little bit of feedback that we got.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. Yeah,
It's like,
I had
okay.
to think about it.
Yeah, this is from Brent in New Hampshire. The episode was pretty good this time because it was all build up. I loved the callback to Trunks slicing up Frieza and blasting him away. They even used the original animation, which is great.
Yeah.
You like that?
I like when they use the original animation. Like, some of them...
It's so jarring, though, because
It's so much different.
Well, yeah, because they...
It seems like a totally different TV show, honestly.
It does. It's really grainy.
Yeah.
And I know that was back when they were actually drawing it instead of using the computer-generated lines, but...
Right. Still, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a good nostalgia kick there.
Right.
But, they even use the original animation, which is great. I hate and like Pilaf since they're annoying most of the time, but it's too bad they don't go into the past history with Pilaf and Goku.
Yeah, like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird, actually.
It would make perfect sense, right? Like, don't you... Well, granted, Goku is kind of a
Terrible
numbskull.
person.
No. But you'd think he'd just look at it and be like, hey, I know you guys.
No, it just doesn't make
'Cause
any...
it's not
well,
like...
and if people are just getting into it, nobody cares about Emperor Pilaf. Like, if people are just watching Dragon Ball Super, picking it up, which I don't know if anybody is, and they haven't watched Dragon Ball before, they have no idea who this guy is, and they don't care about him.
Yeah, and like I said, I really liked the Pilaf gang in Battle of Gods, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't found a scene in Super so far that I've liked them in.
Yeah. Just a waste, and that sucks. So, I don't know.
Let's go ahead and finish this up. By the way, I am liking the new What Will You Remember About This Episode segment. I do miss, back in some of your earlier episodes, you guys mentioned areas where the original varied from the dub. Sometimes hilariously, the last example that we did was, oh, I forgot my tractor.
Oh, yeah, that one's good.
And it's weird, too, what Funimation deems needing to be censored from the Japanese ones. Do you remember anything that's...
We were talking about something with Bulma and Oolong, right?
Yes.
And that was censored, but like everything else has been like super gross.
Yeah, because
so, like,
Roshi was super pervy.
Yeah.
But they let, in the Japanese, right? Bulma basically told Oolong
So that he could have his way with her, pretty much.
yes, and in the dub, she said something to him along the lines of, "You can have anything you want, like prize wise."
Yeah.
Now,
But like, why? Why would they? Overall, like the gross stuff that they do, why censor that of all things?
I don't know.
It's super weird. I don't get it either, and I never will. So
Well, they won't censor something like that, but I haven't seen a drop of blood in Super so far, and
there won't be until
I haven't seen any blood at all.
There wasn't even in the Japanese.
In the future stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we won't get any of that until...
I don't think we've gotten any at all.
No, we won't get... Are you talking about just in general?
Up to all the way up to episode 91 where we are now in the spoiler section.
There has been. Since...
We'll have to talk about that in that section then, so remind me when we get there.
Yeah,
but
there's been a few.
I can't remember any off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But it is weird. That's not a Funimation thing, that's a Toei thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird that they're like, oh, hey, this is marketed towards kids and young adults in Japan because it airs on, I think, Sunday mornings over there.
Yeah.
But we're going to let them be super pervy. We can't give you any blood, but we're going to let them be super pervy.
The censoring issue is super weird. I don't get it either.
Japan's a weird place.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
Yeah, so that's all we got for feedback this week. Just the one message. Yeah, we appreciate it, Brent. You've been... we've kind of had like an ongoing thread over messages with you, and we really appreciate all the contact we're getting from you.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man.
All right, you ready to go ahead and get into the dub section?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you have anything else that you want to add?
Playing Injustice 2 a lot, and I'm kicking ass at it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, if you guys have Injustice 2, feel free to add us. You're Kanye's Morals, and Hi, my name is Neck. We both have it. You're maining Flash?
Right now, Robin, actually. I was doing Flash for a little bit.
He's so stupid.
He's got his combos are sick.
His combos
though.
are good, but
I don't like him as a character sucks. Yeah, I don't care about that, but like fighting with him's super tight. Actually,
I'm maining Supergirl.
Supergirl's super good, actually.
And it's a lot of fun for you guys who like. I never even played Injustice 1.
You didn't?
No,
What?
I followed the story.
Sure.
But I just hopped in right in Injustice 2, and the customization that you can do in this game, guys,
It's insane.
is unreal. Like, it makes this universe look like child's play.
Yeah, it's pretty much an RPG
It really is.
but it's like obviously it's a Mortal Kombat game that's an RPG.
Yep.
If I could give you a good explanation of what it is.
Yeah, there's more blood in the DC Comics video game than there is in Dragon Ball Super.
Did you read the Injustice comics?
I've read up through end of year 2, a little bit into year 3.
I have all of them on my
Kindle?
not on my, well, yeah, it's on my Kindle account, but it's on my Comixology account. So if you ever want to read them, you can just log into it.
Yeah, I really want to. So, even though they retconned some of it in Injustice 2, but whatever.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. Like, Scarecrow is supposed to be dead, not dead.
Spoilers, Mason.
Nobody cares about that on this.
All right, you ready to go ahead and get in the dub?
Yeah.
All right, who's our sponsor this week?
Our sponsor this week is Injustice 1.
Injustice 1? All right.
Yeah.
Why are they paying us, and what are they going to give our fine listeners?
They want to give people the full story, so they don't want you to forget about the first one, even though the second one came out. So they're going to give you the game for free, and all you have to do is email them.
Really? You don't have to buy Injustice 2?
Nope. Just going to give it to you for free.
Okay.
Send an email to dccomics@gmail.com or netherrealmstudios@gmail.com, one of the two, and they'll be like, oh yeah, for sure, and then they'll send it to you in the mail. They're not going to give you a code to download it. They're just going to send you a used copy in the mail.
Yeah, and it's not going to be in a case either. It's just going to be a disc.
Yeah, absurdly scratched.
If you want the deluxe edition, tweet at Ed Boon. He's the head of NetherRealm Studios, and just tell him that the Universe 7 podcast said that he will give you free
game.
Whatever.
Free game.
You can say whatever. Just tell him like, hey, he said that you give me free insulin for my diabetes.
Free? I mean, that's a good deal.
And
you won't die.
Yeah, and just see what happens.
Probably nothing good.
Nothing good.
But
all right, you ready?
I'm ready, man.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the dub section presented by Injustice 1.
Despair Redux, the return of the evil emperor, Frieza.
All right, and we're back for the dub section.
Mm-hmm.
I think we finally have an opening.
Yeah. Do you like it? I don't like it.
I know you hate the English dubbed.
I don't like it.
Well, it's not a dub. He's actually
He's just
the
singing
official
it.
artist. But we finally... I know I've been complaining the last couple weeks, like, find a lane, pick a lane, and stick with it.
Yes.
But they did the opening theme song, and they matched up the actual animation with it.
Right.
And then instead of going into the second half, they just went to that end shot of everybody flying with Shenron.
Yes.
But before, what they were doing
They were
is
doing the whole thing.
Well, they were starting it in the middle.
Right.
And it just didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was super strange.
Because when the chorus really kicks off is when Vegeta's going and fighting all Frieza's soldiers, and then Gohan and Goku.
Right.
You needed that moment with the big dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
And I'm so glad they fixed that. Like, even if we don't, I do like the Japanese better.
Mm-hmm.
I have a soft spot for the English one because I've been listening to that since before the dub even premiered.
That's true.
But yeah, because I even remember when I got that download, I sent that to you, and you're like, I like the Japanese better.
Yeah, I do. It's just better.
I'm glad that they at least fixed it. That's something that really bothered me, was the words didn't match the animation.
Right.
And they finally fixed it. And we got a new ending to the animation in the beginning.
Yeah, we did.
They spoiled the heck out of it.
They sure did. But that's how it's been. It was like that in the Japanese as well at the start of the
I know,
saga.
but why?
I don't know. I mean...
For those of should we even talk about...
everybody's
watched seen it.
Yeah. There's a new form.
It's Super Saiyan with blue hair.
Yes.
Now, we won't get into, I guess, like what it is, but it's just...
It's a spoiler.
Yeah, when Goku lands in the middle of everybody, like he normally does,
He transforms
into a blue-haired Super Saiyan.
Yes.
Which is something we haven't seen.
So the first reveal we get is in an opening.
How infuriating would that be if, like, Rock the Dragon back in the day...
They did that. They did that with Super Saiyan.
Not before it actually happened, though. Not in the Frieza arc.
No, but they did it with Trunks.
No, I'm thinking, like... Because Super Saiyan 2 wasn't, like, a giant reveal. Like, we all kind of knew that something...
That's the way it was going.
The entire arc was like, we need to ascend.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
How would you feel if, like, the Super Saiyan 3 episode...
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just opened it up with Goku, like, in the intro, just like, hey, I'm a Super Saiyan 3 now.
I mean, it'd be real shitty, honestly, but I don't know, I hate Super Saiyan 3, so I wouldn't care.
I know you hate it, but, like,
I understand
it.
Me. Yeah, it's really dumb. I don't know why they chose to do that or anything, but it's what we got. It's, I don't know, man. It's just gross, and, like, it's got to be disappointing for a lot of people. Like, we already know. So we're not super disappointed by it.
Well, it's annoying that, and this is something that I haven't mentioned this on the podcast, but it really bothers me that you and I go farther to try and shield our listeners
than the actual
series does.
Yeah,
because, like, even the official Dragon Ball Z Facebook page will share spoiler stuff, and not just, like, little things. Like, they'll just post a GIF of, like, hey, look at this. Wasn't this new transformation awesome in Japan, even though you guys aren't going to see it for a year and a half?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Whatever.
Like, they even dropped, like, there's spoilers dropped constantly. Just even for the Japanese stuff, they just don't care.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's not great.
Like, even the, and we're still not going to mention it because I'm not going to spoil anybody, the painting that Kayla did for you. Like, we just talked about it, and this was probably back in episode 4 of our show.
A long time ago.
We said we were going to post it on the Facebook page.
We decided not to, just because it's so spoilery, and if people are just going to the Facebook page just to, like it, and they see that, like, oh, that's pretty sick that this is ruined for somebody.
Yeah, and it's not...
We'll end up posting that when we get to that arc, like, a year from now, but...
Yeah, it'll be just as good now as it was back in episode 4 when you got it.
Exactly.
That drives me... If you guys... Let me know... Let us know. I know we kind of asked you guys to let us know if you listened through the spoiler section, and we didn't get anything, but we really would appreciate it if you guys would tell us if you're okay with spoilers, or if
you hate them.
If you really avoid them. Like, full disclosure, I talked to Tim Bridgewater, who is another Dragon Ball podcaster.
Sure.
And we were just talking. I was like, hey, man, I listened to your show. I really like it. I'm a fellow Dragon Ball podcaster myself. My brother and I do one. And he asked us, like, oh, that's awesome, man. I'll have to check it out. Do you guys just do the dub, or do you... And I told him, like, we started only with the dub, and then we felt like we were handcuffed.
Right.
So we opened up and did a big spoiler section at the end where we talked the Japanese show, too. And he's like, I'll have to check it out sometime, but I'm going to have to dip out when you guys get into spoilers.
Yeah, because he hasn't watched it.
Yeah,
which, makes total sense. I mean, me personally, I'm super curious, so I spoil everything for myself.
Yep.
Like, before I went and watched Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
I know the entire plot of Alien Covenant. I haven't watched it.
Because you were pretty adamant, like, you don't mind spoilers yourself when it happens to you. Like, you adamantly look for spoilers a lot of the time.
Yeah, the only exception was Star Wars.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was shocked when you didn't know already, because I hadn't seen it, but, like, I don't know, I just wanted to know what happened, because I don't really watch things in the theater that much, so I didn't mind actually, because, like, I'll wait another 3 months, and I'll just know what happens, whatever.
And actually, I also did it recently with Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Even though we saw that on opening night, so there wasn't really a chance. But Star Wars, we didn't see until
months after.
No, it was a couple weeks.
Was it?
Yeah, because it came out in December, and we had gone to Michigan to see it, remember?
Oh, yeah, it was in January.
So...
Yeah, you're right.
It was only a couple weeks, but a new Star Wars.
I know, like...
Waiting 3 weeks and not looking at anything.
People post stuff constantly. People are a-holes, like, seriously. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Me, personally, I constantly look for spoilers. Like, for Dragon Ball and stuff, like, constantly on YouTube looking for spoilers on new episodes coming out.
Yeah, we kill ourselves for you guys, because we're even in the spoiler section. Last week, we had a spoiler section in the spoiler section because we were looking at episode titles for the next month. And there's a big spoiler in
just the title name
just the
alone.
title of the episode.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
So,
but
let us know. Do you guys? do you guys appreciate us shielding you from spoilers? Do you not really care?
Right.
I mean, obviously, if everybody tells us, hey, we're cool with spoilers, we're still probably not going to talk about them just for that one person that hasn't liked us on Facebook and didn't put in their 2 cents.
Right.
But it would be...
Just nice to have the information.
Yeah. So, you ready to get into this one?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. Let's do it. It wasn't really...
It's pretty lackluster.
Yeah. Like, before we got into the section off mic, I told Mason, I was like, hey, I'm having a really hard time, like, remembering
the series of events that things happen.
Yeah.
There is quite a bit of skipping around as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, it's just... And it wasn't really something that kept my attention that much, so I just didn't really care what was happening.
And that's the thing, is it's not that, like, we just watched it once and then sat for 2 days and then we decided to record.
Like, we
just
watched it, like, right before this.
Right before we came up here. And we didn't watch the subtitled episode. Like, we just watched the dub, and then we came up to record.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Mason, I was like, you're going to have to do the heavy lifting on this one. And you're like...
Good luck. I don't even remember where it starts.
So we're going to do our best on this recap. I think it's going to be more of just a summary. Like,
yeah, just giving up our thoughts. I mean, on, like, big or moments that stood out and, like, our thoughts on the episode in general, so...
Yeah, let's just kind of just do a review instead of a full-fledged recap because I'm having a really hard time.
Yeah, I feel like
with this one.
No, so
I'm not even gonna just say like, oh, this is what I think happened, but
yeah,
Frieza's back.
Frieza is back.
That's the big. I wouldn't even say it's a big reveal
because it's in the
episode.
title of the episode.
It's in the title, and the silhouette of Frieza in his pod is sitting there, kind of the same way we got Beerus.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you know what's funny is I could be wrong. Is this a recurring thing?
What do you mean?
In future arcs when we get the title card? I don't remember there being a silhouette of the villain.
No, it's usually just like Dragon Balls or something like a city or something. I don't know.
So yeah, Frieza's back, and we're basically right in the beginning. I guess you were right. Last week I had said I think we're right in the beginning of the Resurrection F movie.
This felt like the kickoff.
It really did.
Yeah. And
there were a couple things that I did miss.
What do you mean?
That we had in the movie. One in particular, and it's just such a dumb little throwaway line.
Sure.
But it's when Goku and Vegeta are sparring with Whis, and Whis is just effortlessly dodging all of them.
Yeah.
And they throw a punch and they go slow-mo, and Whis just goes, oh, I love spring.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, I just watched that the other day. Yeah.
I missed that line so much.
His block, the block with the pinky and the thumb, though, was so sick.
Yeah, so let's try and get there.
Yeah.
From what I remember...
We start out with Sorbet, right? Talking about, like, how they've lost...
The Frieza force is...
Like, they've lost, like, 60% of, like, their armed forces or whatever.
Yeah, and the reason being, once Frieza and his top lieutenants went down, which we can see in silhouettes, it's the Ginyu Force.
Everybody just went batshit, and then...
Yeah, everybody started rebelling. It's like, oh, Frieza's gone, Ginyu Force is gone, who's gonna be the big bad to kind of...
Exactly, because he was legitimately the emperor of the universe when it came down to it. At that point in time, everybody was afraid of him.
Yeah.
So I mean, he ruled over everything without being opposed until Goku.
Pretty much.
So Goku sent the universe into chaos, pretty much.
Which I have a take on that in the spoiler section, so remind me when we get there if I don't remember.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, so Sorbet's big plan to get the Frieza Force back up and running is to
resurrect Frieza.
Bring back Frieza.
And how they're going to have to do that is they're going to have to go to Earth and use Earth's Dragon Balls.
Yeah, because apparently cannot find
New Namek
at all.
It's far, though. I mean, that's what we got. It was like...
Is it that hard to find, though?
The only reason Goku could find it is because of their power level, or because he could sense their energy, and then it was like really, really far away.
I guess, yeah. We haven't really had any canon appearances of New Namek other than them going there
to get Dende, and then also during the Kid Buu arc when they had used Purunga. Yeah, because other than that, I'm thinking of Metal Cooler, but that was obviously a movie that's not Metal Cooler. That was the worst movie.
Yeah. big Getty star.
What did you like? Did you like the movies? Sorry for straying away from this. I only liked a few of them. I thought most of them were pretty rough. Bio Broly was the dumbest movie I ever watched.
I liked Cooler's Revenge, the first one.
That was good.
Because I liked Fifth Form Cooler. But we didn't get that in the middle one, so I hated it.
That's true. I liked the Fusion Reborn one.
Let's save it. We should talk about the movies next week. Because, spoiler alert, everybody, we're not getting a dubbed episode next week.
Oh, yeah, we can do that for sure.
Did I already say that?
No, you didn't say that. You said it on to Brent, I think.
Yeah. No dubbed episode next week. So...
Yeah, that sounds like something good. Let's just discuss, the 13 movies.
Yeah.
Or 15. No.
Let's discuss some of the movies. And then 15. We'll do our spoiler recap, too.
I'm into that. Yeah, that sounds great.
So the plan is to bring back Frieza. And they have to use the Earth's Dragon Balls because they can't find New Namek.
Right.
And Tagoma
is
not pumped about it. Very hesitant about this.
Because, first of all, he doesn't think Frieza was that intimidating of a person from what he's seen.
Which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, he seemed really small and insignificant, is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's pretty rough. You said you really enjoyed his voice, though. The voice actor.
You know who his voice actor reminds me of? What's his name?
Sorbet's reminds me of Beerus.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Tagoma reminds me of Genos from One Punch Man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Have you watched more of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I have not. It's on Netflix, and I keep forgetting to do it.
I think there's only 5 or 6 episodes.
I keep forgetting.
And then I think I've seen 4 of them. So
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, watch it and let me know what you think.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to remember where we were. It's a hard enough episode to remember
without a bunch of my random thoughts coming into my brain. Yeah.
Yeah, Taguma's not thrilled about this, and the whole reason is because
Goku lives there, and he beat Frieza.
And you know what's funny is that as much as Goku's legend has spread across the galaxy, Bulma's has too. Because the
woman who can find the Dragon Balls,
is in league with Saiyan, who defeated Frieza. They don't even mention Goku at first. It's Bulma.
Bulma's the most powerful person in the universe.
It's true.
It is so true, and it's pretty great.
Boogie back.
I like that.
So they decided to do that, and from there we jump to the Pilaf gang because they're trying to figure out. Well, they've collected 6 out of the 7 Dragon Balls,
which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're on their way to the 7th when apparently we get a really quick jump. Who knows how long it actually took, but
yeah. We're back to Vegeta and Goku training, yeah?
Are we? I was just going through the chronological
of the Pilaf and bringing back Frieza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get that done and then we'll go.
We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm going less chronological, more just what happened.
That's fine.
They finally got all 7 Dragon Balls, and I really do feel bad for them in this moment.
Dude, they finally did it for so long.
For as much as they were just going to use it for world domination, which I really don't think that they were
just going to get money.
Yeah.
And food.
They finally got all 7. And they have this little, montage of them fighting off dinosaurs.
Oh, just all the stuff they went through to get it.
All the crap they went through to get all 7.
One of them was they stared into the sun, and nobody made them do that. They're like, yeah, we stared into the sun, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
But man, right when they get all 7, who shows up?
Sorbet and
Tagoma.
Tagoma? Is that his name? I'm sure his name. They show up, and they're like, sorry, man, can't use these because we're taking them.
Yeah.
And
you're going to see a real emperor.
Yeah. And they basically got super screwed.
Yep. They end up using the Dragon Balls. They make Pilaf summon the dragon, which, poor guy. For a second, I thought he was going to try and either throw one of the Dragon Balls away or take off with it.
Yeah.
But he summons Shenron, and Sorbet
makes the wish to resurrect Frieza.
I wish for Frieza. Bring him back to life.
Yep, that's the
one.
The
exact same line that we got in the movie.
Yes.
And same delivery, too.
I like it, though.
Yeah.
But Shenron says, I can do that, but he's in a million pieces because he was chopped up and obliterated.
I like that he just basically telling him, you realize that's a horrible idea, right?
Yeah, he says, it's a foolish choice, but sure, you can have it. Yeah. And that's when we got the flashback to Trunks dominating Frieza. Yep. And I personally, like Brent said, I enjoy the old animation. So.
Yeah, it's a nice little flashback, but I guess I've seen it so many times that I'd like to see what they can do.
With just better technology.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But it is a nice little trip down
Just
memory
nostalgia.
lane there. Yeah.
That's what this series is about.
But then we find out that after Frieza is dropped from the sky in tiny little
It was raining
pieces,
Frieza.
which before that we get a clip of him in hell.
Oh, yeah.
Which, to go ahead and describe hell
So
for Frieza.
basically, hell for Frieza is a bunch of... He's in like a cocoon thing, hanging from a tree, and every day he has to endure a bunch of like fairies and teddy bears and just really happy things.
All they want to do is be nice to him.
They're so nice, and they're just like, smile, like, it won't kill you, it'll probably make you feel better. And they're just having parades underneath him all the time. It's in like, looks like the loveliest place you've ever been to.
Mm-hmm.
Giant tree, flowers everywhere, really gorgeous. And he's not happy.
No.
Not at all. And he says, damn you fairies, and all this kind of stuff, and he's like really pissed off. But that's Frieza's hell, having a really nice time.
Yep. And his voice actor's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So much better than the original run of Dragon Ball Z.
I like the original.
He sounded
like a grandmother.
I thought he was a woman for the longest time.
He's not.
I know.
He wears lipstick.
But like when I was younger and we were watching that first run through,
Yes.
he was like, yeah,
That's a girl.
like it's her, it's Frieza.
Ends with an A. Like, that's what Spanish taught me. This is girl,
Yeah.
right?
Friezo is boy Friezo, and Frieza is girl Frieza. The
Yeah.
feminine conjugation of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Frieza's hell. He's now free, but he's also in mecha form,
Yeah.
cut into a million pieces.
Mecha form was pretty tight, actually. It looked really dumb, but I kind of thought it was good.
I think they could have done it better.
Well, they did it in
Like the bulging. No, not like it has nothing to do with the animation, but like the bulging pieces out of his head. Like it just made him look really dumb.
yeah,
Like, if they
he was
could've
made
made
out of
him-
spare parts, for
Yeah,
sure.
if they could have done like a sleeker
Mhm.
mecha version of him, I thought it would have gone a lot farther.
Yeah, like,
To the point where like I
Metal
wouldn't have
Cooler.
minded. I wouldn't have minded him being stuck in that form even when they resurrected him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's up in a million pieces, and Shenron says that they have 2 more wishes.
It's always been they only get 2 wishes.
Even in the movie,
Always.
it was 2 wishes, and
Even farther down the line, spoiler alert, 2 wishes.
yeah, Sho says that
You get 3 wishes, but if you use one for like a really large scale thing, like bringing back the entire population of the Earth, that counts
That
for
would count
2
as
of your
2.
wishes.
I always remember it being 2 as well.
It's because it always has been.
Well, even in the movie, there was 2 wishes.
Yeah.
They got Frieza back,
And then they got-
like in the show, Shu or however you pronounce his name.
He asked
wished
for $1
a
million and
zeni.
large bills, and he got it, and then they left.
And this time, he wishes for his 1 million zeni, and Mai wishes for the most delicious ice cream on the planet.
I don't get it. Why? Why would they change that? That's like the weirdest thing to change.
And it's like a couple things that I didn't like with this scene.
But like, why this? Like something that is very easily going to come back and bite you in the ass later on.
I don't know. It's hard too because, well, okay, I could be wrong,
Sure.
but let's go down this train of thought real quick.
Let's go.
When was the last time we saw Shenron before this?
It was Battle of Gods, and he just made the one, and then he said leave.
Yes.
I know.
So you take that one that they had and they didn't use. Maybe? Headcanon?
I guess if it can justify it.
That's the only way I can justify it, is they had the one left over because Beerus just told them to scram.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, next time I'm summoned, I'll just throw that third one in that they had left over.
That's fair. That's the only thing that would possibly make sense, because later on down the line, they
It's
say
always
2.
2. Yeah. Let's just go with that.
Okay.
They had a leftover.
That's fine.
It's like, remember back in the day when cell phone minutes were a big thing?
Yes,
and
it
you
was
had
rollover
minutes.
plan.
Yeah.
They still have rollover for data.
Yeah, you have rollover wishes now.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, he's being a good guy then.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Good
it is.
dragon.
Yeah. Sorbet, though, is not happy that they took these 2 wishes because...
He was about to kill those guys.
He's about to bring back King Cold. Which,
Oh yeah, he said... I forgot about that. He's going to bring back King Cold.
yeah, he's like, we could bring back King Cold and we would have been really unstoppable.
King Cold was just as strong as Frieza, mind you.
I wish they would have taken that opportunity, and I know they weren't going to do it because we've seen this in the movie already, to make Cooler official.
Right. Yeah, that'd be tight.
Say, like, Cooler just got beaten battle by somebody.
Right.
Or even just say that when Kid Buu went on his rampage, the planet that Cooler was on perished with it.
Sure.
That would have been so cool if you used one of those wishes to bring back Cooler.
Or not even, like, bring him back. Just like you said, like, just bring it up so he's just a canon character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So, I don't know, man.
But they're ticked off.
Yeah, they're not pumped. They're about to kill those guys.
It's more Sorbet that's ticked off.
Well, not...
Tagoma is...
He's worried because he thinks that Goku's going to come.
Tagoma's the only one using his head.
Yeah, he's like, hey, man, like we got to get out of here.
Sorbet's getting ready to charge him. Tagoma's like, hey, no, we got to go because the Saiyans probably know we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And they do. Actually, the Namekians know we're here because while this is happening, we also get a scene over at Gohan's house.
Yeah, where...
Piccolo is watching Pan.
Yeah, he's being a good Uncle Piccolo.
Mm-hmm.
Playing peekaboo.
That voice sounded weird.
It was super strange.
Piccolo's peekaboo voice.
It sounded like Hercule, Mr. Satan.
A little bit.
Super weird.
But Gohan and Videl are out shopping. They come back. Videl picks up Pan, thanks Uncle Piccolo for watching her.
Yes.
And the sky gets black because
Shenron's
Pilaf
here.
has just summoned Shenron.
Yeah.
And before that actually even happened, Piccolo senses that something nasty's going on, and it seems like Gohan really is...
He does, yeah, like his sense of everything is just gone.
Because he doesn't even notice, and Piccolo even notices, like, you really don't feel that?
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, Gohan in this scene is skinnier than I am. And I'm not very skinny, but...
He was a jacked boy back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He's like rail thin.
He's got new hair, too.
Mm-hmm. Not very Saiyan-like at all.
No. I wish it would stay that way, though. I like it.
Okay.
I like it better than what we get later on.
Okay. That threw me off.
Sorry. I don't know, man.
Welcome to the Dragon Ball
Hairstyle
Fashion
podcast.
Police podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that quick scene that we get where Piccolo is the one to notice and Goku notices. Well, no, he doesn't. Yeah, he just
gets
notice.
He notices. It's not like he's felt like Frieza. He doesn't notice then. He notices when Frieza's brought back.
resurrected.
Yeah, and I think he gets like more of a feeling than like senses something. Like he just gets like a bad gut feeling.
Yeah, he says something along the lines of, I just got this feeling that something bad happened or something nasty is happening.
Yeah.
And Vegeta thinks it's just his way of trying to get out of chores because they're both sweeping up a giant staircase.
Yes.
It's like Goku's like, I wish it was that, but I really...
It's really not.
Yeah. And yeah, Frieza's in a little trash can because they apparently can use a regeneration machine to
actually bring all his parts back, which makes zero sense considering he's in a million pieces.
Yeah, apparently no more Mecha Frieza because this thing is gonna...
Bring him back to his former glory.
In his former form.
Yeah.
Brings him back down to his first form, apparently, which I thought was weird.
Super weird, but it gives us a better reveal later on, so we'll stay.
Yeah.
We'll stay with it.
Yeah, you're right. So.
And Pilaf actually before that finds his eyeball on the ground and gives it to them.
Gross.
Super creepy.
In the movie that grossed me out, and in this it grossed me out.
Yeah, it's not great.
Like he picks up the piece that has Frieza's eye, and his eye's closed, and all of a sudden it opens, and it's like Jello.
It's disgusting.
Ugh.
So yeah, that was super repulsive, and
So the aliens leave.
And then we get Goku and Vegeta training. And it's... So we were talking about this last week, where Nick was saying that he doesn't remember when Whis actually signs their tops. And we get that this episode. They're training, fighting again.
I love spring.
I'm sorry, man.
Man.
It's going to be alright.
Watch I say that. We're going to get it next week.
Right, that'd be great.
Go ahead.
But no, and they're just training, and I mean, it's pretty sick how elusive Whis is without trying. Like his character, like his design is so sleek and like.
Yeah, he really does, and he talked about it last week. He really does convince the viewer that he's moving without thinking.
Yeah, because he just seems so nonchalant about everything.
Yeah. He's in the middle of dodging Goku and Vegeta at basically full-powered base form, trying their hardest.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having a conversation with them while it's happening.
Yeah, it's the way he moves and the power that he portrays, you can definitely tell that he's somebody that you can never F
with.
Because, like, he's clearly not trying, you know? And they're trying their very hardest and they can't touch him.
And he has that killer block.
Oh, yeah. They go in for, like, one final punch, like, both of them together, and blocks both of their fists, one with his thumb and one with his pinky. And I thought that was the coolest part of this episode.
Mm-hmm. And it's one hand.
Yeah.
It's not like a thumb on one hand and a pinky on the other.
Nope, just boop. For those of you who can't see this, I'm putting my thumb and my pinky in the air.
So for those of you with hands out there,
do that, and then you'll know what we're saying.
Close your fist.
And then put out your pinky and your thumb. And
like you're doing the hang loose thing. Like, you know.
And then try and block 2 punches at one time with it.
And don't send us your hospital bill for destroyed, mangled fingers.
Yes. But it was super cool, and
he stops and he's like, okay, boys, I think that's enough for now.
Yeah, and he said they're getting better, they're getting faster.
Which is funny considering how effortless all this is for
him.
him.
And they're just exhausted, too. They're just sweating bullets. And Lisa's like, and we get the line. He said, I even had time. Like,
I even had time to sign your tops.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
And it was... It bugged me that I didn't see it beforehand. You know what I mean?
It didn't for me. It's supposed to be a big reveal like it was in
Well, I know
the
that.
movie.
I know. It was just weird.
Like, they even angled the shot... Well, they angled the characters in the
Yeah.
drawing.
The shot. Live action.
They angled the characters so you couldn't see the spot where he signed it until after he said something.
But I just think it would be cool for the people who haven't watched it before, for them to be fighting and then it show up while they're fighting, like, towards the very end, and then it's something they could look back and like, that's really funny. Yeah,
that'd be cool. Like, one frame it's there, and one frame it's not there, and the next frame it's like, hey, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I watched Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta against Omega Shenron this week, actually yesterday, and the first attack he does against Omega was 3 punches to the face, but it's so fast that you don't see him move at all.
And then he slows it down.
And you can hear them, but you can't see them. So it could be like that. Like, Whis is doing all this dodging. He doesn't even move his hands. In one frame, there's nothing there. And the next frame, there are 2 signatures.
Yeah. But you probably wouldn't even notice until he says something. And then if you look back,
you'd rewind it.
You'd realize it. And I think that would have been a cool way to do it.
It would. That's probably... Yeah. I like that.
All right. Well, now I got that out of my system. So, it was pretty cool. I mean, the training they're doing seems to be working. I mean, obviously we don't get any, like, baseline to judge it by, but just based on Whis and what he says, and he's a pretty reliable source, I think. They're already getting stronger, so that's cool.
Yeah. No Oracle Fish this episode, though.
Yeah, man, sorry.
Or Beerus. Beerus is still
He was
sleeping.
sleepy. He was a sleepy boy. And he was just taking a little cat nap.
Yeah, the rest of the episode, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're with the Frieza Force, right?
Yeah, for sure. They're just talking about Tagema is just saying that
he has a lot of doubts.
Yeah, he's still not convinced that this person's going to come back and be able to restore former glory after he's already been defeated by somebody. And he's like, if this person isn't as strong as you say, we're going to come back and follow a dictator to our end.
Yeah.
So,
which is probably the most logical way you could look at this.
Yeah.
Because, hey, our leader got killed by this Saiyan 20 years ago?
Probably pretty close now, yeah.
And he's only gotten stronger. He's beating gods.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to bring him back at his same power, and he's all of a sudden going to lead us to the promised land. And, oh, by the way, there are 2 more Saiyans that can also use that power up that Frieza was terrified of.
Yeah. So
sounds great. Great plan, Sorbet. Great plan.
He's not pumped about it, but...
And then this other guy...
I forget his name. He looks like the goddamn devil.
he's like a minotaur.
Yeah.
And he's just accosting him for...
He's like, you're having a bunch of doubts. And he's like, no, man, I'm just being smart.
Yeah.
And, like, he really is.
And the voice actor, just the delivery, it's so good.
It's good.
For such a minor character, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very memorable.
Do you remember his voice in the Japanese? He sounded like a lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
I like this version of him better.
Very analytical.
Yeah, like actually thinks things through.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like, I wouldn't mind having him on our side.
He's a good character. I think his design's super cool too. I like his armor design.
I love his scouter.
Oh, the full thing?
The full visor.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I remember back in Xenoverse 1, I used Tugum Scouter for a good 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
But they're arguing while Frieza is in the pod. You can't see him. We see a pod and we know Frieza's regenerating when all hell breaks loose because Frieza's back.
And
he finally regenerates. You see all of his limbs kind of coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's scouter breaks on the ship. Parts of the ship itself break.
Mm-hmm.
And Frieza's back, but we don't get any heavy metal Frieza music because...
That was the end of the episode.
No, because we're not in a movie.
I wish they would, though.
I know.
That'd be tight.
I'm going to save it. I'll save it until we get into what we liked and we didn't like.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. But that's pretty much the end of the episode. Frieza comes out, says a couple lines, and that's it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too crazy. But overall, the episode was it wasn't bad by any means. It just wasn't really memorable.
What would you give it?
Average is 6, probably.
Yeah. I'll give it a 6.5.
I mean...
It's the 7 of 6s.
Yeah, for real. But I don't know, it wasn't bad, but I'm just not going to remember it going forward. So I have to give it a not that great of a score.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Not every episode has to be a 10 because some things do have to build the plot, you know?
Yeah, you know what bothered me about this one?
What's that?
And I guess I'll consider this one of my lows. We get the reveal of that new form in the intro, but we don't get it in this episode.
Yeah. I know what you
So
mean.
is this technically the official start of the Frieza saga?
That's what I was saying. It's this episode.
It's not, though, because they consider that arc starts with episode 15, which is the transition stuff.
Technically, yeah.
So why not, if you're going to hold off on this new intro, hold off on it until we actually get to reveal the form.
Right.
Because that's like, oh, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see it in the actual episode proper.
Yeah, I don't know. It's real weird. And they do have a reveal later on in the intros.
What are you talking about?
They have it changes almost at the end of the arc. The very end.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I can't say it, otherwise it'd be spoilery. But yeah, it'll change again, and that's actually saved till the end. So I don't know why they wouldn't just do it.
Is it
for this
the
one.
addition
Mm-hmm.
of the falling down and standing there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, but still, save it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why they would do this and then save that. Why wouldn't they just do the both? You know?
Yeah, they should have saved it, the whole thing, until the actual
Reveal.
reveal.
I get it.
Which, like I said,
No,
at the top,
I get it. It's super dumb.
Yeah, it infuriates me.
Yeah.
Other thing, I just wish they would take some of this movie stuff and just cut and paste it.
Dude, I know.
Toei owns it.
Just
Toei sold it to Funimation. Not sold, but Funimation has the right to dub it. Why not just take some of that good stuff and paste it in here?
I wish we could just use the animation too.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
As cringy as the Frieza music is.
I love it. I think it's
for
so
that
good.
reveal, it's epic.
Yeah, for sure.
Just throw that in there.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Man.
It's a real tragedy, you know?
So those are my 2 lows.
Okay, that's fair. No, those are good lows.
My high, this is going to sound so dumb, but Whisa's signature.
Yeah.
Going on the uniforms. Because that's actually, if I think back a year from now, if I remember this episode, which is going to be really hard considering we could barely remember this episode
Today.
30 seconds after
Yeah.
watching it.
Seriously.
What I'll remember is this is when we got the new uniforms with the Whis symbol on it.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm into it.
that would
I
be
agree.
what I remember. So
Mhm.
what's your high-low?
My high is the thumb pinky block. I think that is still the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Another high, I guess, would have to be, I do like Togama. His character in general is really cool.
Yeah, I hope they keep him around longer than the movie did.
Yeah, I know.
So
Seriously.
we'll find out next episode. It looks like.
Yeah.
But I really hope they keep him.
Mm-hmm. Good character. Don't want to waste him.
Yep.
So we'll see. Another high. I have 3, which is pretty weird.
Oh, hang on.
Captain
Sorry.
Ginyu Frog.
Yeah, go. That's actually exactly what I was
Yeah.
going to bring up, so go ahead and take it.
Captain Ginyu Frog, when they're leaving after they regenerate or resurrect Frieza, we get Captain Ginyu hop up from behind a rock, and he watches them take off. So it's just a little bit of a hint that we might get some Captain Ginyu stuff later on.
Yeah, which we know it's Ginyu because it's that Namekian frog that we don't have on Earth.
That, and I was watching it on my phone with subtitles, and it said Ginyu Frog.
Did it really?
Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped about that because I love Captain Ginyu.
That's so funny that you just brought that up. I was seriously about to interrupt you and say, "Oh wait, we forgot about Ginyu Frog."
Yeah.
So
That
good
was
job.
that was definitely a high. And then a low, I'd have to say, I don't know really. I don't like Pilaf, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna cop out. I'm not
it
gonna
wasn't.
do it.
It wasn't that bad. At least he furthered the plot in this use of him.
Yeah, for sure.
And the last 15 times we've seen him, they've done nothing to advance the plot.
Right. I don't like that Gohan is a joke, so that could be a low. I guess he's just like he is a joke, and they make him to seem that way pretty much right away.
They're giving him the Yamcha treatment.
Pretty much, and I don't like that.
Yep.
So that's pretty much it for me. Everything else is pretty.
What are you gonna remember this episode for?
I mean, besides the one you said, the Pinky Block, and also, I guess
Ginyu Frog.
Ginyu Frog's pretty tight. I love Ginyu Frog, but probably the Pinky Block for me.
Yeah.
I think that's super tight. I'm not gonna forget that anytime soon.
It's like Beerus flicking Goku in the head. It's
Yeah.
just one of those moments that you realize, holy crap, this
Pretty
guy's
insane.
powerful.
Yeah, and it's like you blink and you miss it. You know, it's like it's such a meaningless part of the episode, but I just thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
So that's it for me on that.
Okay.
What are you gonna? You gave it a 6.5, right?
Yeah, you gave it 6.5, and you gave it a 6.
Yeah.
Any adjustments after your high-low
Any adjustments? No.
to your rating?
I think it's the same.
Okay.
I can't really give it anything higher.
All right.
Is there anything you'd change about the episode at all?
Ooh. Anything that I would change? I think... Not really, actually. I was going to say I feel like we could have gotten less sorbet and all them, but I'm pretty sure, now that I'm thinking about it, every scene that we got of them we actually needed for the plot.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely developmental. That's why I said it's not like a bad episode. It's just one that I don't really care to remember. Like, that's it. Like, it's just not something that I'm going to look back and just have fuzzy memories about, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I really wouldn't change anything. I think for what
it was, like, it did what its job was.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I think the maximum it could have gotten was a 6.5. I don't think there's anything we could change in this episode that would make me go, oh, this deserves...
Without it just being out of left field, you know?
Yeah,
Which
like,
would make
oh,
any
hey,
sense.
this deserves an 8 or it deserves a 9. I can't think of anything that would do that, so...
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. You?
Pretty... Honestly, it was pretty close to the same for me. I like the few things that did happen, like the Captain Ginyu thing. I like that they threw that in there for no reason. Like, they didn't have to throw that in there, but I like that they did it. So, I mean, it
was quick. It wasn't like this
It wasn't just like...
Let's follow this frog for 5 minutes, and then at the end we're going to reveal that it's Ginyu.
Exactly. Like, it makes it seem like they don't think we're total idiots. Like, we can understand something if they just throw it in there.
Right.
You know? So, no, nothing too crazy I'd change about the episode.
Okay. You ready to go ahead and close out the dub section then?
Let's do it.
All right, let's see. Who's our sponsor for the spoiler section?
It's your turn, man.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your ad read this time.
Oh, no. Man. I tell you what, man.
They're not going to be pumped that you forgot that they're the sponsor. We're going to lose the ad, man.
Our sponsor for this week is... I got nothing. You're gonna have to save me here.
Nothing.
Save me.
All right, man. Our sponsor for this week is Samson microphones.
We use a blue microphone.
What's that?
We use a blue microphone.
I know, but there's also just a random one sitting in here that they actually sent to us to use, and we decided that we don't like it that much, so we don't use it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Samson. I can't lie to the fans. It's not a good brand, but if you want a free microphone, go ahead and shoot them an email and they'll send you one.
And put in the subject field,
not a great microphone.
P.S. Free. promo code WTF, and they'll send you a free microphone.
Nothing in the actual contents of the email.
Yeah.
Just the subject is all you have to
And
say.
for your troubles for making that long of a subject line, they'll actually send you $10.
Just
straight up cash.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I gotta say, there's this place in Florida. I don't know what it is, but they're sending me surveys in the mail about like TV stuff. And every time they send me something, they send me cash to fill it out. Like $2 for no reason at all. They say, as good faith for you filling this out, we're going to send you $2, or we're going to give you this free $2. And literally $2 bills are inside of the envelope. And I never fill it out. So they keep sending them. So I keep getting like $2 a week from these guys.
The only thing that we get at this house, survey-wise, is political surveys.
Sounds terrible.
It's like, hey, what do you think about the president doing this, this, and this? And then Julie answers, and I bring him to work and mail him out for her.
Well, that's sick.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, though, because
We'll save that for the politics podcast.
Yeah, we're going to save that for the politics podcast, which, by the way, our new podcast may or may not be coming. We'll see what happens there.
I want to do it.
We keep forgetting. We're
do.
so focused on this one that we keep forgetting about the new one.
We're real dumb.
So, all right, yeah. So, ready to go ahead and get into the spoiler section?
I'm ready.
For those of you guys who are going to check out now, thank you so much for listening. Like the show on Facebook. Like I said, we are only 3 likes away from giving away Volume 1 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. Follow us on Twitter at Universe7Pod. Like the show. Not like the show. Rate the show, and especially review it on iTunes. We really, really appreciate that. And, yeah. You got anything else?
That's it, man. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, we'll see you guys who aren't sticking around next week. Let's go ahead and get into the spoiler section. Sponsored by
Samson Microphones.
勝ち残るのはどの宇宙だ続々と集う最強の戦士たち
Okay, and we're back for the spoiler section. The title of this episode was Which Universe Will Survive? The Strongest Warriors Are Gathering! 2 exclamation points. Not 1, not 3, 2.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
That's not how a sentence works or ends, even. I don't know. That's not right. I don't like the incorrect grammar.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say who translates these titles, but
They do.
it's Toei
Yes.
who translates these
They do
titles,
that.
so it's not the old days where it was like Dragon Team that was subtitling these a week after the fact. Like,
Yeah.
these are official translations, so...
Yep. Pretty
Yeah,
rough. Pretty rough, guys.
I didn't really like this episode.
I thought it was the best episode yet.
Yeah.
Nope, I did not. It was just okay. It was
Yeah.
It was a pretty bad week for Dragon.
There's too much going on.
There was a lot of jumping around.
So much jumping around.
I like a little. If we're having an episode, sometimes it's nice to have a little, like, off screen, or not off screen, but like another story sort of going on. But I don't need 10 of them at one time.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? Was it last week or the week before that I just said, like, all this jumping around between universes, instead of giving us one of these, like, every episode, we get, like, one jump, why not just dedicate an entire episode to it?
Well, I did it.
They did it, and I didn't like it.
It was bad.
So
there's no impressing you, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So before we get into that, though, I do want to bring up the spoiler thing that I wanted to bring up.
Sure.
Remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about how are all the strongest people in the universe on Earth?
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, it makes perfect sense.
What do you mean?
Because we're like, there's no way like all these strong people.
Not strongest, but like that's not even the issue I have with the team. The issue I have is there can't only be how many is it? 28
something?
20, yeah, it's like a very small amount of just populated planets. After we see like the Frieza Force and how many different kinds of people there are, that can't be possible.
It's possible.
Only 28?
Yeah.
That's
A lot of destruction.
Such a small number.
A lot of destruction, and I don't know. Did they bring back every planet that Boo destroyed?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But here's what I was getting at. The reason that like all these strong people are coming from Earth. Think about way back in the Frieza arc.
Okay.
Could anybody stand up to Frieza?
No.
Okay.
No, I understand. Yeah.
He wasn't really that strong.
Right.
I mean, he is, all things considered, but even back then, like, that first form Frieza wasn't that strong. Gohan Rage mode as a kid could have taken him because
He beat the hell out of...
Third form Frieza.
Second.
Was it second?
Yeah.
Yeah, second form Frieza.
Mm.
So, why...
Yeah.
It's not a very nuanced take, but I was just thinking about it just because we're so many episodes back, we're talking about Frieza in the dub section, that it reminded me, like, hey, that this is exactly why all these strong people are coming from Earth, is because there aren't that many strong people
in this
universe.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that.
So
for sure.
Yeah, that's...
No, yeah, you're right.
And, okay, yeah, so I didn't really like this episode. It's...
Yeah. Just a lot of jumping around. And a lot of characters that, like, I don't have anything invested in yet.
Yeah, it's basically the Grand Priest doing a podcast to
the little Xeno-samas.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do love their game of rock, paper, scissors, though.
Why do they play the helmets and hit each other with, like, a squishy mouth?
I don't know, but it's so freaking cute.
They don't like that game.
No, they got bored of it.
And his arm got tired.
They're playing rock, paper, scissors. One of the Xeno's arm got tired because they'd play rock, paper, scissors, and whoever lost would get bopped in the head with a little squishy hammer, but he'd put on a construction hat before he got hit. So they call the Grand Priest in, and...
They want some updates, some news.
Yeah. And they're super happy to hear that
Goku's doing really well.
Yeah, Universe 7's team is complete at this moment.
Yes, at this moment. But I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So we jump in on them. They're having a strategy meeting on Bulma's.
Yeah.
Everybody's there except...
Vegeta-sama.
Vegeta-sama and Boo.
Yes.
Apparently, Vegeta is training in the Room of Spirit and Time. Do we call it that?
Up at the God's place is what they said.
And I swear to God that this was a Team 4-Star reference.
It had to
They
have been, right?
They show Vegeta going into the time chamber. And Popo stops Vegeta before he goes in. And it's like, hey, break that again and we're going to ban you. But when he says it, it zooms into his eyes and you only see his eyes, like Team 4-Star Popo.
Yeah. It had to have been, right? Right?
I don't know. One of the guys, it wasn't Masako, but Kaiser Neko, I think. It was like, yeah, for all of you guys who are saying it, thank you, but I really don't think this is a reference to Team 4-Star.
I don't see. It's pretty big. I mean, they get like a lot of views on that stuff.
Yeah, but Toei hates them. Toei's gotten their videos taken off of YouTube multiple times.
Yes. I mean, you ain't lying.
So, I don't know. I'm going to think it is because it's more fun that way.
Yeah, for sure. Headcanon, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're having a strategy meeting, but Vegeta isn't there because he's upset that Goku has been ignoring him, and now he's going to go train by himself. And
he's being a little baby.
Yeah. He goes in the time chamber, and he's like, I'm going to be the one to beat Kakarot at the end of the tournament. Which, is that really what you should be thinking about? Granted, he doesn't know the stakes.
Yeah. That's exactly what he would be thinking about. If he knew the stakes, he wouldn't be thinking that way for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, they're having a strategy meeting, and that's basically it. Beerus is happy that
Goku actually did a good job
was
responsible.
Yeah, he's like, great job, Goku. Which I even like when that happened, I was like, oh,
weird, right?
Good on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Good on you.
And then since Vegeta is training by himself, he has Whis to train him.
Yeah, and before that, we got a little tease. It's never gonna happen. We got a tease. Goku's trying to figure out what to do with his remaining 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And Elder Kai's like, hey, I could just draw your potential like I did with Gohan, and everybody around the world is like,
it'd be so tight. And then Supreme Kai's like, we can't do that, man. It takes 25 hours, and we have 4 hours and 10 minutes until the tournament starts.
How cool would that have been?
Do you know how strong he would be? Do you know how Gohan's power increased so much?
His power would have been Maximumer.
Yeah. Oh, man. Would it be as powerful as he is in 24 of the manga? Did you read it?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, right? I like the manga. Like, 24 was really good.
Yes.
Do we talk about that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Trunks is much worse than that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, we can maybe get into a little section after
that's fine.
we recap this. Just a quick overview for those of you who've read it. But, Yeah, man, I was bummed. I mean, I don't think I would have liked Super Saiyan hair. Well, we don't know if that's what happens.
What do you mean?
That your hair goes Super Saiyan looking and then black.
Yeah.
But we can only assume because that's what it looks like with Gohan, but Gohan's hair doesn't really change in general.
Yeah.
Except now the bang.
Yes.
So yeah, like you said, Goku's like, well, if I can't do that, I guess I'll train with Whis in the gravity chamber.
Which is pretty cool. We never see him train in the gravity chamber since Frieza. Or since the Frieza arc or whatever. The Ginyu arc.
It was so cool.
Yeah, dude.
He's charging Whis, and Whis is still...
Not trying.
Like he was 80 some odd episodes ago, still dodging everything effortlessly. And he even tells Goku in the middle of it, your sides are wide open. And he bear hugs him like Toppo did.
Yeah.
And that gives Goku PTSD, and he bites Whis.
And Whis is pretty not pumped about that. He's like, hey, man, you have no class. Like, what are you thinking? And he's like, sorry, man, I got heated. Remember? He said, it's your fault because you did that move that Toppo did. And I got heated remembering it. And I was like, yikes. He's still a freak.
Toppo did squeeze the crap out of him.
Yeah, he was getting it good.
Yeah. Yeah. So...
yeah, that's what happened.
That's what happened. That's the episode, guys. But... we go back to the Omni Kings, and now them seeing Goku, they're all feeling fond for him and excited, and they want to start the tournament now.
Yep.
Because like, hey, Universe 7's ready. We're pretty much ready to go, so let's start it. And the Grand Priest is like, no, not exactly.
Because none of the rest of these people are seeming to do that well.
Yep, and this is where the podcast starts, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And we get Universe 9.
Yep, Universe 9
first.
with Sidra and Ro.
Sure.
Yeah, it's Universe. Yeah, the trio de Dangera. They haven't found anybody for their team.
And their entire... it seems like their universe is
in open rebellion.
In shambles because they mentioned that their universe is going to get wiped out pretty much.
I bet $1 million that it was
that Supreme Kai?
No, I bet you it was one of those... the stupid wolf with the suspenders.
Oh, the hillbilly one?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
that guy sucks.
I would put my life savings on that.
That's true. And... the angel looks real pissed.
The angel looks super, like, emo to me.
Yeah.
I can't take him seriously.
Not at all, but like...
he reminds me of, if you took James from Pokemon and turned him into a...
seriously,
attendant.
he looks like James. That's super funny.
Which is funny because Zamasu's voice actor is James in Pokemon.
What? For real? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, the more you know.
The more you know. Yeah, they're in open rebellion, and the little visit we give to them is basically a shot of that rebellion. The Sidra, the universe's god of destruction, the one who kind of looks like Gimli.
Yeah, he murders the hell out of all of them.
Yeah, he's standing there with his angel and the trio de Danger, and there's just chaos. These three guys with rocket launchers are apparently wreaking havoc.
They say, I rule this world.
And then they're going to try and jump to another universe, which... good luck with that, guys.
Yeah.
And, Sidra holds up his hand and Hakai's the entire city.
Just the city's gone. Just a crater. Pretty sick.
Raw.
Yeah. Raw.
Raw. Raggy.
Yikes.
Yeah, and...
they're dead.
Yeah, that's it. So from there we jump to Universe 6.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and Hit's trying to find what's his name? Frost.
Yep.
Found Frieza. Frieza Light. And he's pretty scared. He's like, oh man, this guy's gonna end my life, man.
Frost is not in a good place here.
He looks like a homeless person.
Yeah. Well, apparently after that tournament, his cover has just been shattered.
Well, obviously.
Like everybody knows that he's just a crook, and he starts these wars to end them.
Yeah.
And unlike Frieza, who could rule the planet with an iron fist and just be completely transparent about it, there's a lot of people in Universe 6 that can take down Frost.
Yeah, for sure.
So...
Universe 6 is stronger than 7, right? It's gotta be.
On
average.
I don't think so.
No?
I'm just thinking of the teams.
No, I'm talking about on average, just their universes.
I don't know. I mean, all we've really seen is...
I'm just placing a wild guess, and I want to say, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm judging based on... if we're going tournament roster, I would assume... man.
It's hard.
I'm going to say Universe 6 is stronger because of the two Saiyans. The three Saiyans.
And Hit now.
And Hit. And Frost, who's gotten much better according to... Did I say Hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frost is a lot stronger now according to Hit. So... And he's only being asked to join the team because
he has a tenacity to live,
which
pretty
is basically just self-preservation. He's a scumbag and he only cares about surviving.
He's Frieza, except less evil. Just more scummy.
Yeah.
So, I get it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Hit shows up, Frost thinks he's going to kill him, and then tries to beat him. Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, he uses the tip of his tail.
Which
is laced with poison.
Disarmed really easily. Hit tells him, like, look, I'm not here to kill you.
But
you either compete in this tournament or
I'll kill you right now.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm going to kill you right now. But
you have to get rid of that because that's a foul and you'll be erased immediately. Mm-hmm. He gets rid of the poison needle, and as Hit's walking away, he's like, oh yeah, and lose the one in your heel as well. And he's like, oh man, he knew.
Yeah. From there, we go back to Earth. With Yamcha and Puar.
Yes. Good times.
Yep. Yamcha's being all emo because he's like, hey, are they going to invite me to this tournament? What's going on?
Yep. Master Roshi shows up. Hanging out. Master Roshi is becoming the worst character in this show.
Yeah, but good on him for trying this at least.
Oh, man, it's not great, though.
It's cringeworthy. Worse than cringeworthy. It's really uncomfortable.
Real rough. They go up to the roof, and Roshi asks if Puar can transform into a
pretty young girl,
a hot young thing for him,
so he can conquer his one weakness.
His pervy mind is
pretty
what he
much.
Said. That's exactly what he said. It's pretty gross, and Yamcha's like, "Well, it is for Master Roshi, so can you help him out?" And the cat's not pumped about it.
No.
But he does it, turns into a woman, and Master Roshi goes full on rape mode.
Which I think he's going to conquer it.
I can't imagine.
Because every theory I've read about Roshi getting beaten in the tournament is him seeing like Caulifla or
the one lady,
Kale or the lady we're introduced to later.
Yeah.
And in his pervy distraction, he gets wrung out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll be able to beat it.
I hope so, man.
I have faith.
I don't have as much faith, but we'll see.
Yeah, so that's what happens there. We get a little side scene of Oolong reassuring. Well, Yamcha asks Oolong, "Hey, am I going to be invited to the tournament of power?"
Oh yeah, you'll be invited, maybe.
Probably.
He's just ready to go.
Yeah, so from there, we jump back to Universe 11. 4 universes so far.
So far.
What the heck?
Yeah, man.
But at least they're people we know. It's Topo and Dispo.
The rabbit boy.
Yeah. They're sitting at that fancy restaurant that they were at last time.
They wear suits. That universe reminds me of Star Wars so much.
It does.
It's so weird.
Well, hello there.
Even the circle, the planet that they're on, there's a circle on the top and it looks like the Death Star. Yeah. It's so weird.
Did you get the gelatin Kenobi I sent you?
Yeah, I did. It was pretty good.
And this is just more comic relief than anything, right?
What is?
This scene.
Kind of, yeah.
So they're sitting there, they're trying to figure out where the general is, so they're calling him. And the general
is trying to save a little kitty cat that's surrounded by a bunch of electrical wires and is going to be killed at any moment.
And you know what? I'll give it to the general because this is actually a really good way to think. Because Topo's like, look, the universe is at stake here. We need you here now.
And he's like, but if I can't save the life in front of me, how can I save everybody?
Yeah.
So
what's saving the universe if I'm not going to save this little thing right in front of me?
Yeah.
Which, good on you guys. I'm not a huge fan of the Pride Troopers so far.
But they seem like good people, like decent people. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out.
We'll see.
Dead air.
I'm just trying to think
of I know.
Anything, because we jumped so many universes this episode.
Yeah, it's easy to miss. We're missing like the in-betweens when the Grand Priest is like talking to
this is where we get into it. Yeah. He asks who they think is going to win.
One of them says Goku.
The other one's like, well, I think Universe 11 is really good. Yeah. And then Topo's like, well, think about their sister universe, Universe 2.
And then we get another universe introduced.
Yes.
And it's Basically, they're holding like
Brienne de Chateau.
they're holding like auditions for what's it called for
like
the tournament of power, like an American Idol style.
Yeah, they even call them idols.
Yeah, super weird. But she's walking, and these guys are like talking a bunch of trash to her.
They were women.
Yeah, whatever
They were very manly looking women.
Yes. But they're talking a bunch of trash, and then she's like, "I'm way more powerful than all of you."
And she just, at this point, she just looks like a little K-pop singer.
Pretty much. And then she transforms into this really terrifying thing.
Which is what we see in the intro, fighting Vegeta.
Yeah. Real weird, and a lot of hearts in this in this scene. And she like transforms. It looks like Sailor Moon almost.
It's the exact opposite of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Just as like a joke. Like, hey, when Sailor Moon transformed, it was very skimpy and blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going to make her bigger.
Yeah. And
her name is Brienne.
Yeah.
And seems powerful. I mean, I'm assuming she's going toe-to-toe with Vegeta in the
intro.
she
used something called Pretty Cannon.
Yep.
Pretty Cannon! And then she murdered those people.
Sure.
So they disappeared. They literally died.
She did.
She murdered those people.
I was like, oh yeah, there's a way. Holy crap. Yep.
Super dead.
Well, that's one way to audition.
So yeah, that's another fighter that we're introduced to.
Yep, and then
we get Universe 10, and they're just dancing, and I actually like the whole God tube thing. I think that's so funny.
They've really taken this joke and ran with it.
It's super funny.
Like Gowasu is
wants to be
his angel.
He wants to be a YouTube star so bad.
Yeah, he's recording the angel and all of the fighters dancing to a morale video. But he even talks about it. He's like, oh man, this is gonna get a lot of views.
It's so good. I like it. I think Gowasu is cool.
I really hope he doesn't get deleted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so sad if he gets deleted.
He's a good guy, man.
And from there we go back to the Omni Kings.
Yep.
We finally wrapped up.
And then they're saying, oh no, there's a problem in Universe 7 now. And then we get Goku sitting there thinking Whis for a good workout, and then
Mr. Satan
gets a call from Mr. Satan, and he says blah 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 blah. Don't hear it, but Bulma tells Goku that Boo fell asleep and he's not gonna wake up for like 2 months
at least.
Yeah. So
and Beerus is livid because
he doesn't like him. He's like, I haven't liked him since that pudding incident. First of all, he ruined it last time because he fell asleep in the middle of the test. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna beat the hell out of him until he wakes up.
And not happening because
Goku already left.
He told Goku to take him with him, and in the middle of Beerus's ranting, Goku just left.
Yeah. Well, that's
he didn't miss a transmission there either. He's flying there.
Yes.
And now we have 4 hours and 10 minutes until the Tournament of Power.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like next week we're going to get the reveal to all of our fighters that what's actually at stake, and nobody seems pumped.
No.
It's and even in obviously Boo's out.
Yeah, it's better that they do it now though.
Yeah,
I was worried that it was going to happen like
and then they were just
before the tournament,
and it was going to be like an emotional stint, like for a lot of people, and they were going to be distracted.
Yeah, like, hey guys, welcome to the Tournament of Power. Here are the rules. By the way, you lose, your universe is gone. Go.
Bye. Yeah, that would have been rough.
Krillin's like peeing himself, and then it gets DQ'd immediately.
Well, they said in the preview that Krillin and 18 are out, which isn't true. I'm sure Goku will convince them to stay.
They didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
That they were out?
Yeah.
That's odd. I don't remember reading that in the subtitles, but I guess, I mean,
I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch
It was hard to notice because it was happening right when she turned into a Super Saiyan.
When Caulifla was turning into one.
And then I had to rewind it like 3 times to actually catch it because I'd rewind it to try and see what they were saying, but I'd still be focused on the Super Saiyan part, so I finally went back and that's what it said.
That's exciting.
Oh, it's super cool.
We're going to get Kaba teaching the 2 female Saiyans to turn Super Saiyan.
Well, it looks like he's just teaching the one, and then she's hiding, just kind of spying on them.
Well, the description that we got for Kale that got deleted, skip forward 20 seconds if you guys don't want to hear this, but is that she's a very timid Saiyan that Kaba always yells at for being too timid, basically. But when she releases her anger, she enters this powerful berserker state. She's gonna go Femme Broly.
Yeah, like legit Broly, not gonna have any control over it.
Yep. What would you give this episode?
6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
That's fair. What is your high?
My high is the God Tube.
I was just saying my high is God Tube.
It's so good. I like that joke, and I like that they're continuing it. Another high was the Popo thing. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess a low would have to be all the just like not cohesiveness of the episode, just like all the jumping and blah 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 and a bunch of stuff that I don't care about. Pretty Cannon was pretty rough too. I didn't like that, but she murdered those people.
You're a big fan of that, so.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. What's your high?
My high, other than GodTube, which was my high.
Sorry, man.
Probably Goku training with Whis.
It's good. He seems to be getting better.
Yeah. I mean, he did better. I think he did better in this one than he did way back when.
Well, I mean, he was also in his base form.
But he's also going with Vegeta at the same time.
Yeah, but...
So, that was cool. Him biting him.
That was super funny.
My low... I don't know. I don't know what it was about this episode. Because this is what I'd asked for.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't work for some reason, and I don't know why.
I don't know, man. Yeah, there's not anything that's like crazy. It's just none of it is cohesive. It's just in too many different places.
Yeah.
And it takes so long to do. And like I said, there's nothing invested in these characters so far.
And we're at that point where like, I think the last 2 weeks now, last week and the week before, we've gotten a grand total of 40 minutes to the Tournament of Power.
Pretty much.
Give or take. We're so close. So it's like, first it was like, hey, there are 18 hours until the Tournament of Power.
And then
the next
one day
week
it's like
it was
4 hours left.
Yeah, we're like, oh crap, we're getting there. And now it's like
It's been
every
a half hour,
episode is 10 minutes, and somehow we crammed Goku training, all this crap happening in a meeting, and then finding out that Boo's gone and Goku leaving.
Mm-hmm.
In 20 minutes.
Yep. Pretty intense. They're doing pretty good with it. I don't know, man. It's just weird.
I mean, unless it's some crazy time paradox where now we're looking at time from
it's
the Grand Priest's perspective, and like minutes there or hours here or whatever. I don't know,
I have
but
no idea.
it doesn't seem like you can cram that much time into that.
No. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna hurt my brain over it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my low. So,
That's pretty good.
do you want to really quickly talk about 24?
Nothing like I didn't want to like get too crazy into it. I just want to say it's weird that they went away from the Super Saiyan Rage thing, and instead they gave Trunks healing powers.
Yeah. Let's give a spoiler warning here before we get any farther into this. For those of you who haven't read it, we'll see you next week.
Yeah. It's weird, right?
It's weird. I don't mind it. It makes sense.
But like, how is Trunks gonna end up being the hero if he can't use that power?
What? The Super Saiyan Rage power? You just Spirit Bomb Sword. It's gonna happen. I guarantee it.
But like,
he doesn't need Super Saiyan Rage to wield the Spirit Bomb Sword.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, without that, like, that's what makes him even capable of putting up any fight. That power.
That's funny though, is I thought you were, when you wanted to talk about this, I thought you wanted to talk into Goku sealing Super Saiyan, completing Super Saiyan Blue.
And I wanted to talk about that as well. I don't agree with how powerful it makes him, because he goes toe to toe with Merge Zamasu, and Merge Zamasu was admitted by Vegeta as the toughest person he's ever fought.
Yeah, but Vegeta's also far below Goku still.
I'm talking about, that's got to be compared to Beerus as well.
Oh, I don't think so. Vegeta never really fought Beerus.
Yeah.
In the manga, he never fought him.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few of the My Bulma moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he never really fought him.
Right.
So I don't think he even had to this point, has a full estimation of Beerus' power.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I just he's a
I wish they would've...
he's a merged being, and I just don't agree with how far that takes him.
Goku's actually 100% fresh though, at 100% full power Super Saiyan Blue. So
I don't know.
And I don't know. I would have preferred them to use Kaioken, but
Yeah, they haven't used that at all.
No, I don't think they're going to ever bring it in there.
Yeah.
So
That's a shame. It's pretty tight.
yeah. Got anything else?
That's it, man. I just want to mention a couple things.
Okay. You have anything you want to add in general?
To this episode? Nah.
No?
I'm good.
All right, you ready to get out of here?
Let's get out of here.
Okay, yeah, like we said before, guys, 3 more likes and we're going to give away that copy of the manga. It goes from the beginning of Dragon Ball Super all the way to the Frost fight in the Universe 6 and 7 tournament. So it's a good chunk there.
Yeah.
Arc and a half because they skip Resurrection F.
Right.
But yeah, like the show page, share it with your friends, even if you're just telling them to like it, so you can have a better chance at getting the manga.
Seriously?
That would be totally cool with us.
Right.
Just get to 125 and we're going to give that away. Hopefully we'll hit that this week. So
Ooh.
like the show on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Universe7Pod, and rate the show, review it on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. We're in all those places. We will be back next week to cover episodes 20 and 92 of Dragon Ball Super. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mason.
Have a great week, stay safe, and until next time.
Adios.
In my